Good one. Okay. So today I found out that somebody hates me on campus. Falling, okay? I hate about, but it's also the same. Love as well, but it's also good. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I really appreciate the president. What's her name again? Yeah. Okay. So I'll be giving 6 minutes. I think this is the first time I'm doing this, so it's going to be a bit rough, I guess. So my name is Chisom. I like calling myself the Supreme Commander because I'm in charge. I think one day somebody came to me and asked me, why do you call yourself Supreme Commander? Are you not trying to dominate God? And I was like, okay. And then I remember that instance that while the name might give or evoke certain expression to people, they might think I'm trying to dominate over people, like Chisom is trying to control somebody, but usually I'm in charge. Yeah. So, actually, it was when I was reading a book. It was not as if I came up with the name, it's just a name that people gave to me and then it stopped. I was reading a book about the Civil War in Nigeria. It was a war that killed over 45,000 people in the span of 60 days when they were trekking from Lagos down to the east, where I'm from. And then Aguirre was the one who caused the war because he seized power. And when he seized power in Nigeria, people, the Northerners, did not like it. After 6 months, they killed him. So, but when he was in power, he called himself the Supreme Commander. He was in charge of the entire country, of the armed forces, and everything in command. His word was practical law. And no other person has wielded such power in Nigerian history up until now. But when I was reading that book, it was a reflection of where I came from. I'm from the East. I'm also the first son. I'm also the only son. Now, where I'm from, sons matter, right? I think the Nigerians should know. Sons matter. My father called me earlier this year and asked me, Chisom, when are you going to give me a child? And I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, I need a child for my dad. I said, you're dying anytime soon, young man. You're not that old, and also I'm also not old. He said, I married at the age of 30. You cannot do the same. Yeah. But ultimately, I have a dad. My mom died when I was 10. I think everybody that has spoken before me all had losses in themselves. And when that moment happened, it really shattered me. It made me, not necessarily shattered, but let me use the word shattered because I could not understand what was happening. I did not cry until 2 years after because I did not understand what was going on, right? Every time. But from that day, my father always made a comment to me, Chisom, you are a man. The day your mother died, you stopped being a boy. You are now a man. Everything I do, Chisom, don't you know you are what? A man can't cry. A man can't talk about his feelings. You cannot show weakness in front of your sisters because I have 2 sisters. And it was really a reflection of that has groomed me into the man I am today. Because naturally, I am caring to ladies just because I have 2 sisters. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm not calm. Because I have to learn it in practice. I have to learn it in practice. I'm a kind man. I'm in charge. Life. When a lady like you, I don't like them back. They say things. Mali, we'll talk later. Mali, we'll talk later. When you're in charge, you have such experiences. So it's in that context where my father was teaching me how not to be weak in front of my sisters. You cannot cry in front of your sister, you cannot cry, you can't talk. If you are hungry, if there's limited food at home, I learn sacrifice. I allow my sisters to eat first before I eat. And most times they don't usually care. When you have younger ones, they don't understand that the food is not enough for 3 people. They just take the pot and it's gone. And then I have to drink water and learn how to survive. So sometimes I wonder why there's a stomach here. Because it was not always here, it was always flat. I had natural parts as a result of hunger. But during my evolution, I learned because my mom was very religious, but yet she died, so I was angry, so I became apathetic to the Christian faith. I left it for a while, for like 2 years until then, I encountered Jesus again, and then my life was transformed after that. So it was just a bit of self-discovery on my own. So my father checked out one time. He did not marry again, so there was no love for him, so he forgot how to love, I guess. Maybe. No, I now know why a woman has power. I sincerely respect women. Women change a man. They make a man into something that is different. A man without the woman is something that should not be seen outside. It's always I'm telling you, he's not kind, he's not rational. He's always chaotic every time. So my father left from that man that loved us, that cared for us, into something that's not clear. Angry, you're a man. He would talk to us. One day he spoke to us for the longest time, from 8 o'clock to 6 a.m. 8 p.m. in the night to 6 a.m. He had nobody to talk to. So he sit us down, sit down, Mr. Man, sit down, Melody, sit down. Our last born is like 4 years old at the time, and my father will start telling us, open your recording in your phone. I want to tell you my life history. I'm like, who cares about your life history by this time? It's 8 p.m. and then he tells us how he went to Japan, how he went, to different locations. And we just take all that information in. The next day he comes back at 8 again, he starts conversation. But when I started studying about Nigerian history, I began to see our experiences in there, or, my experiences at that time, and it shaped my entire worldview. I started feeling confident. That's why I started to smile. So I made it a personal conviction to smile all the time, even if my story does not allow me to smile or to dance or to even be happy. But ultimately, that made me understand the fact that to smile is a choice, to dance is a choice, to be here at CMU is a choice, to meet wonderful people like Marilyn is a choice. Exactly. To like people is a choice, to love is a choice. But also, to look at the other sex, the other gender, let me use gender before I become politically non-correct. I think sex is better because gender is now, a social construct. So I feel that you look at each other, we have the friendship, and CMU has become a home for me. And I'm so glad to be leading with all of you, and see you all next time. Thank you.